Hello, this is PatriotGabe signing on to Online Battle number 48. I plays the Julii Romans, and my opponent, KingVortigern, plays as a Gaul. You just saw my army come up, and there, for your amusement, is the Gallic army. Okay, see my army? You already know what it consists of, because you saw the thing. There are my legionary cohorts. And as you can see, I backed up my legionary cav with auxilia because I know the Gauls have superior cav to the Romans. Well, not really superior, just the cav I'm using is inferior to the Gaul cavalry he probably brought, which is hiding in the woods right there. So I had to back them up with infantry. And that's probably what the Romans did. They would use the auxilia to support their troops in their frontline Roman infantry, which I'm not. I'm supporting my cav. Okay. The Gallic players' force or warbands have commenced firing, and you can see the that he's camping in the little forest over there. It's not really camping, but he's just holding his line, which is not a good idea with the Gauls because of the fact that the Gauls are kind of quick assault troops. You need to stick the offensive and use their war cry ability to destroy them, destroy your opponent before he can set up his battle lines. But that's not what my opponent did. Okay, so here I've set my entire army into loose formation because I don't want my guys taking any major casualties from his Forester warbands, because I know that his archers are superior to mine and his cavalry are superior to mine, so all I can rely on in this battle are my superior infantry. Okay, so I'm advancing forward again. Okay, moving in. Yeah, let's do this. My auxilia are sticking close to the rear of my legionary cav just to protect them. Okay, here on this flank, my legionary cav got a little bit ahead of the auxilia, and thankfully my opponent doesn't exploit that. You'll see soon what he does. Over there in those woods, that's where his cav's hiding out, so you'll see those guys. They're gonna launch a quick assault on my cav, hoping to catch me off guard. Here, his skirmisher warbands have come out of hiding, or throwing their javelins at my guys. And my archers are starting to fire on them, so kill them, so I don't take it. And there you hear the Gauls yell, "Units attack." That means that his cav's now on an assault on my cavalry. Now here I've charged in my cavalry auxilia. Sorry, my regular auxilia. And we're going to help my legionary cav, who will get annihilated if they don't. You see, he's afraid of my auxilia and retreats because he doesn't want his cav getting bogged down in an infantry fight. Okay. So I think what he tried to do with the retreating is to draw my cavalry into the forest where he can use the Gauls' superior, not superior, their ability to fight better in the forest, which I don't do because I know of that ability. So this is a little micro mistake on my part. I kept my archers firing on the skirmisher warbands to stop their javelins from hitting my troops, but they ran out of ammo, so they're no longer a threat to my legionaries. But I forgot to take my Roman archers and shoot elsewhere. So yes, okay. See, now we're kind of in a archery duel by Romans against his foresters, and it's pretty much going to be his foresters. Here am I, guys. The thing that about this little battle on the right flank of my army was that it gave me the confidence I needed that my Auxilia and Legionary Cav mix could fight off the Barbarian Cav. So I'm forming to columns, which means one thing in my battles. It means I'm going to march and run forward somewhere, but that's going to happen later. While I was talking about that little engagement on the right flank, on my left flank, my Auxilia Legionary Cav mix is moving forward, and they're going to hit the flanks when my Legionnaires move up. And all the meanwhile, my little Roman archers are shooting, also valiantly at the skirmisher warbands who are no longer a threat. Such a shame. Okay. What to do? You see, I've actually saw that what I was doing with the skirmishers, and I have diverted my archers' attention to the foresters, because they're now the threat, and also because they're shooting my cav up, and because they're my flanking force, I don't want that happening. But here, my legionnaires are moving forward, finally, after just sitting there for a while. And they're not going forward to engage immediately, they're going forward to throw their javelins as the Gauls' war cry. And that means they're going to charge pretty soon. And there they go as my legionnaires release their javelins into them. Here we go. Okay, most of my opponent's army is warbands, so they're not going to be too effective, which leads me to think he wants to try and counter and inflict casualties by outflanking my men, which probably could have worked if my cav had gone down. On this wing, my Auxilia have charged into his warbands, which is this is my shining moment. My cavalry slipped through the gap between those legionnaires and Auxilia and crashed into the flank of those Gauls and rout them. It was beautiful, in my opinion. But there, he's going to hit those guys and hit them. Then the same thing happens on my right flank. And now those legionnaires that were in a kind of reserve thing, they meant to take part, but they never were attacked. I kind of forgot about them. They have thrown themselves in to save the Auxilia. And we're fighting a giant brawl in the middle of the map. My forces have managed to outflank them and surround them, so it's going to go pretty quick. Here I've thrown in 2 units of Roman archers because I believe a gap has been created in my lines with his cav. Okay, so some of his units have come back from army, but he didn't notice them, ever. But I did. Just gonna look at the bodies. Terrible stuff. War is terrible. And there, guys run in, and we successfully rout the Gaul army. Yeah, that's the problem with Gaul. They just can't, their moral is so terrible that they don't fight well. Yeah, so there are the results. You can read them yourself, and this is PatriotGabe signing off.